Talking Reds, Hooks is back, myself are back, head to head is back. Big week for both teams. Arsenal humble Real Madrid, and I'm happy about that. I don't know those Liverpool fans that are cheering on Real Madrid, not a chance. I've been back in Arsenal this week, certainly humbled. A lot of Real Madrid fans, a lot of rival fans have been humbled this week because there's been a lot of revisionism on Arsenal and Declan Rice. Liverpool, Salah, Van Dijk staying. Massive week, but it's after a shit weekend for both of us. I think a shit weekend really for both of us. You drew to Everton, and then we lost to Fulham. We were absolutely terrible. Let's start with Let's start with Champions League because it's been nice this week for me to sit back as a neutral, knowing that we've got a Premier League title to win as well. If we didn't have something to fight for, then I'd be a bit pissed off watching this. It'd be like a hate watch. But it's been nice to watch football as football and get behind other teams. I say get behind. I don't want Real Madrid to win anything. We said last week, didn't we, Hooks, right, about we don't know this rival between Liverpool and Arsenal fans online. It's a weird rivalry. The fact that they're cheering on Real Madrid when I can't stand Real Madrid. 3-0, humbling, Declan Rice. Are you seeing a different reaction now online about Declan Rice, by the way? I've noticed massive difference.
Yeah, a lot of people think that they can try and come over to the Jedi. Nah, they gotta stay over there with the dark side, with the Sith Lord and Darth Vader and all them guys, because a lot of people have been discrediting Rice. Do you know what it feels like to me? Yeah, it feels like a lot of rivals just wanted him to fail at Arsenal, and I don't understand why. Because it's not like, for example, it's not like he came from, like, as a Liverpool fan, it's not like he came from Manchester United.
Yeah.
Like, he came from West Ham. Like, as far as I'm aware, like, not really a rival to anybody. So why people have had like this, like, I don't know. To me, it's just BS. Like, a lot of people try and like discredit Rice because of like, oh, he doesn't pass forward and he can't, receive the ball on the half turn and all of this fancy schmancy new age like YouTube football talk. But he's just an incredible player. Like, he's honestly just an incredible. I didn't even know he had that in his locker. I'll be fair. Like,
I don't think he knew he had that in his locker.
He didn't even know he had that in his locker. He's never scored a direct free kick before. So, like, but it just shows you like what belief can do to you as a player. Like, it's something that Arteta speaks a lot about. Like, we have to believe we can do certain things, and I know, like, well, it came out that like Rice. So basically, the set piece coach was telling him to cross the ball in, and Erdegaard was talking like, "Oh, I think we should cross it back post," and like he was like, he said to.
I think Saka told him shoot, didn't he? Saka told him shoot.
Yeah, Saka told him, "Hey, if you fancy it, just give it a shot." And he obviously listened to Saka. And I mean, like, that in itself is kind of crazy, because if your captain's telling you to cross it in, but then Saka's telling you to shoot, and you're listening to Saka over your like, I mean, I'm happy that he did, but maybe there's something there. Who knows? But he, the first one, like, don't get me wrong, as amazing as it was, I feel like Courtois set up the wall wrong. I feel like if he puts one extra player on in the wall, it kind of shuts out that angle from Rice. He literally wouldn't even be able to see it. So I don't think he scores if there's a fifth man on the wall. But then I also, in the same breath, feel like Arsenal aren't really a team that from free kick scenarios shoot too often. Like, we are usually aiming for the cross. And that's probably what Courtois thought. Like, Courtois probably thought, no, he's going to go for the cross. So let me try and set up the wall with that in mind. Maybe don't commit too many players to the wall, so there's players that can zonally mark whatever's happening from the set piece scenario. But the actual finish itself was crazy, because something I haven't heard too many people talk about is he actually whipped it outside of the post, and then it
He
curled,
came back in.
came
Yeah,
back in.
yeah,
That's mad.
yeah.
That's actually absolutely insane technique. So I have to give him credit for that. Now the second one, oh my god.
That was as corner as you get it, wasn't it? That was literally millimeters off the
Like
post and the crossbar.
if it was any distance closer to the right or any distance more up, it hits either the post or the crossbar. He literally put it in the perfect spot. I don't care who you are, you're not saving that. And then to add to all of that, it's not like Declan Rice scored both them free kicks against like Dagenham and Redbridge. Like
Yeah,
it's against
yeah,
Courtois,
yeah.
who are, a lot of people argue he's the best keeper in the world. Like I know there's a large portion of people that are like, oh no, Alisson's the best in the world, but Courtois is probably second. There are people out there in the world. There's probably I would say probably people who more so watch the Spanish league over the Prem will probably say Courtois is better. Those that watch the Prem over La Liga will say Alisson's better. But then I feel like there's a section.
It depends who you ask, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Depends who you ask. If you ask Man United fans, they ain't saying Alisson.
yeah, yeah. No, true story. But I think everybody can agree on the fact that Courtois is probably top 3 goalkeepers in the world. And that's who Declan Rice scored those 2 free kicks against. Now, the Marino goal, oh my God. I think it was the best finish of the night. Like, the more and more I watch, it's like every time I watch it, I see something new. Like, he hit it first time. He wasn't looking at the ball. Sorry, he wasn't looking at the ball. He wasn't looking at the goal. It was a no.
Yeah.
He put it literally bottom left corner. Like he's not a striker. He's never in his
He is
life.
now. He is. You ain't getting started striker now. In summer, you've got his striker right there.
It's so crazy. Like never in his life has he played as a striker, but it just seems like he has the instincts of a striker, and it's weird. Like, do you know what? Yeah, I think props have to be given to Arteta now regarding moving Marino into the 9, because he could have easily just said, you know what, I'm just going to play Trossard there, and Trossard is going to be my 9 until the end of the season. But obviously, you know, through all like the different data and metrics that, you know, him and his coaching staff will look at, all of the different things that they like, drills, maybe striking drills they would have done in training, and he's watched, been like, now, you know what? Like, obviously, we all know Marino's got like kind of the core attributes that like Arteta looks for in a striker, like ability to hold up the ball, ability to play with the ball, someone who is like very like prone to being involved in duels and more often than not being successful with them. Like he's got all of those core attributes, bringing others into play, yada yada yada. But it actually turns out he has the killer instinct of a striker. And I think now we just have to start respecting that. Like, obviously, I'm not gonna jump the gun and say, oh, we don't need to sign a striker now because we've got Havertz and Moreno. But I
don't want you to start that bandwagon
yeah,
either. Do not be the guy that starts that bandwagon either.
yeah. But at least I know if Arsenal ever run into a scenario where Havertz is out again and whoever we sign as a striker, maybe they get injured for like periods of the season, at least I know there's like I've got that joker card that I can just pull out and use if I should so need be. And then do you know what? Like the confidence that Marino will take from playing the 9 and scoring all these goals, he'll probably take that into next season. And when he's playing the left 8, maybe he's a bit more confident getting into areas in the box and taking shots. Do you know what I mean? Like this is only gonna do good things for his confidence. I mean, in terms of like the overall game, like I feel like it panned out exactly how I thought it would. Like I knew that we would control the possession. I knew that we would have like large majority of the ball. I knew that we would cover more ground than them. I saw someone in my stream posted a stat of like apparently we covered 8 miles more in terms of distance than Real Madrid. Like I always knew, especially at home, we was going to be more hungry than them. We showed it. I feel like Real Madrid, and I don't know, maybe you've seen this before because you've played them a few times, and maybe even you noticed it this season, but like when you beat them, but Real Madrid have this kind of, or at least it comes across as arrogance, where they feel like they don't need to work as hard as the other team because they have all of these match winners in there, and it's kind of like they're just like, yeah, we'll let them play, whatever. We won't press them, whatever.
Someone will get us out. Someone will save us. Someone will win us the game. Yeah,
exactly. Someone will go and win us the game, and I think that even Real Madrid were blown away. Like, I don't think that they expected that the second leg tie will be as hard as what it is now. Like, they probably thought, you know what? Best case scenario, we leave with like a draw. But you know what? We'd take a 1-0, 2-1 loss, and we'd be very confident in being able to turn that around at the Bernabeu. But to now have to go to the Bernabeu and overcome a 3-0 deficit against an Arsenal team that A, you've never scored against, ever, playing us, and B, an Arsenal side that since the end of 2023 have never conceded more than 2 goals in a game. It's quite the uphill.
It's long. Uphill. Yeah, it's not. You know what? I don't think it's going to happen. I think obviously missing Gabriel's massive, but again, you defended pretty well in the first leg. Really, are they going to turn up a 3-0? And Real Madrid fans probably confident about doing it because it's Real Madrid, but I don't think Real Madrid have done it before. We're known for doing it in the Champions League, not Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Real Madrid did not usually 3-0 down. Rather, that's the thing with them. Short of the Hooks, do you think Real were complacent and also underestimated Arsenal? I think every single person underestimated Arsenal, apart from people that actually watch Arsenal and watch football.
I think even Arsenal fans.
A lot of them did, yeah. A lot of them did, yeah.
There was a lot of Arsenal fans that underestimated all, and like, don't get me wrong, like I've been dragged from pillar to post for saying that I think Arsenal can beat Real Madrid at the Emirates. Like I got dragged from pillar to post, like, and I thought it was going to be 2-1. So it turns out
who was saying it though? Was it Lee Gunner? Or was it who else felt it?
The whole host of them, there's only there's a minority of Arsenal fans that I streamed with prior to the game that thought that Arsenal was going to win this tie. The large majority of them were like, nah, it's Real Madrid. But it's like, do you know what? Yeah, it's like this is why personally, I think this heritage thing, needs to be put to bed, because people confuse. Well, in my opinion, people confuse heritage, especially with Real Madrid. They confuse heritage with the fact that they just have a lot of match winners. It has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that they've won the UCL as many times as they have. They have match winners. Now, if you look at Liverpool, like you don't win like these big games in Europe because of the fact that you've won 6 UCLs before. Like you do, I guess you could say 5 because the last one you won was quite recent, and since then you haven't had too great of a.
It's a different. I get what you mean though. It's a different team, isn't it? I get what you mean.
But it's like whenever you've won it, you've had a lot of match winners in your team, and that's the thing that's why I think like the. Obviously, we're going back now. The 05-06 Champions League final with Arsenal. That's why I feel like a lot of Arsenal fans take it quite hard. Is because we had match winners. They just couldn't win us the match because I still think we got shafted with the whole red card scenario, but it is what it is. Like, we had so many match winners that we should have won that game, but we didn't. And now if you look at Tuesday, Real Madrid definitely had more match winners than us.
You don't have many, though, do you? You have what?
We don't have many match winners.
No.
You could even argue, like, do we even have any? Because none of our players have won anything big with Arsenal. If you look through our squad, like, all we really have is Havertz, who's unavailable. He's won the Champions League and the Club World Cup with Chelsea. Jorginho, who I think he's past his best. He's won the Champions League, Club World Cup with Chelsea. You've got
Rice, Conference League.
But then when it comes to Europe, that's pretty much it. Obviously, you got Timber, won the league with, and this is me assuming. I'm assuming he's won the league with Ajax, Eredivisie with Ajax. And then you got Partey, who I can't remember if he was part of the European winning side with Atletico Madrid, but he definitely won the league.
He had a big game. He had a big game against us, and he knocked us out when we won the league that season.
Yeah. So, but outside of that, we don't have anybody that's really stepped up on the big stage. Some would even argue, is the Conference League even a big stage? I don't think it's a big stage personally. Like, the quality and caliber of team that you face.
League One, at best.
And wait, and I think West Ham was the second team to win it. So it's not even like the competition has been running long. But I don't know. You got Moreno coming out and grabbing us the match winner. You got Declan Rice grabbing us 2 very important goals. And then I'm looking at, like, cool, they've got Mbappe. He missed a very big chance. Probably should have put that away. Vinicius Jr. and Rodrigo completed 0 dribbles against Timber and Skelly, which is crazy when you think about it. You got Jude Bellingham, who, I would say both for Real Madrid and for England, insanely clutch player, match winner, had an awful game. I think he might have even been one of the worst players on the pitch. He got completely overshadowed by Declan Rice in that game. Completely overshadowed. Because they was effectively playing the same role, probably with similar instructions. You're the 8, but you're the box crasher. Do you know what I mean? You're the one that, like, you're the 8 that you get more involved with the play higher up the pitch. But he got completely overshadowed by Declan Rice. So I think that the players, and this is just my opinion, and a lot of people are gonna say I'm taking it too overboard, and it's only the first leg, and yada yada yada. But I think they should be incredibly proud of what they was able to do against Real Madrid on that night, because there was no Arsenal fan in their right mind that said we are going to absolutely obliterate Real Madrid. There was those like me that said, look, I think we'll get a sneaky 2-1, 1-0, and then we have to hope for the best at the Bernabeu. Nobody predicted this. So I think all of them, take your hat off. Like, yeah. And for me, I think the most standout players in the game was definitely Timber, Miles Lewis Skelly being 18, and
Absolutely mad. His ceiling's just massive.
I don't even care that it's at the Emirates. Like, to be 18, going up against Real Madrid and play with that level of composure is absolutely insane. Yeah. Partey, oh my, what a masterclass in midfield. What an absolute masterclass in midfield. Declan Rice, I don't even think I need to, because even outside of the 2 goals he scored, him and Partey just dominated the midfield, like, differently. And then Saka just absolutely destroyed Alaba. There was that moment at that first dribble he did at the start of the game where he cut in, and I think it was Modric that fouled him, but he beat Alaba. So I think he beat Alaba, and then Modric fouled him. From that one action, Saka knew
It was done.
Okay,
Ah,
I've got
yeah.
Alaba beat.
Yeah.
He knew I've got Alaba beat, and then from that point he just kept on attacking Alaba, and he had one of the games of his life. He won. He drew both the fouls for the free kick goals, so he played a big part in us even being able to score. And he did everything that he did versus Real Madrid. He's not even fully fit. He was the best winger on the pitch. He wasn't fully fit.
Again, we've seen though Saka that how much stick this guy's got for. I said to you last week, done that. Like he's easily top 3 wingers in the world behind Salah. He's up there with him and probably Yamal for right wingers anyway. Another one. I think it's just Arsenal players are just really underestimated by rivals, and I don't know why. I don't know if they don't watch the games, or it's just based on pure just a rivalry banter sort of thing, or to laugh at Arsenal. But like Declan Rice, yes, 100 million. I'm not the one to look at price tags. If they bring you what they bring you on the pitch, I don't care how much they cost. Van Dijk was laughed at with the price tag, but look what Van Dijk's done. Rice again, I don't really look at the 100 million. Rice is sensational, Saka's sensational, and Arsenal are a very, very good team. A very good team. The fact that you have had the injuries that you've had and you're still in second place says a lot.
Yeah.
I just think I know people. Real Madrid might have underestimated, but I think a lot of people have underestimated Arsenal, and the fact that a lot of people were saying, "Oh, Real Madrid are battering." I think the only probably person you said there, Arsenal fans were saying, "Maybe we won't batter them, but we'll beat them." I said you'll beat them. In my preview for the Champions League, but I think there's only probably Ty that might say 3-0. But I don't know if he believes what he says. Sometimes I think he just says it just for being Ty, isn't it? He just say what he says. It says what he says. But yeah, I think going into that second leg now in Bernabeu, I think it's done. It's mad. I know it's Real Madrid and Champions League. Anything can happen. It's football. Anything can happen. But I think the way you defend, they need an early goal, and the only thing that doesn't make you go through is you. And what I mean by that is, Real Madrid score early on the first half an hour, you're going to shit yourselves. You've not been in that situation before. And that's where maybe the experience in Champions League does come, is where you've crumbled before. I've seen you crumble in previous title races, in games you don't need to crumble. Now it's different to title race. This is a one-off game.
Yeah.
You don't crumble, you're through. It's as simple as that. If you don't crumble, you're through. You're in the semi-final, and anything can happen from semi-final. PSG or Aston Villa, you don't know yet. It looks like PSG. And if you can beat Real Madrid, you're confident beating anyone. It's as simple as that. But Real Madrid, again, I don't know where this confidence comes from. This arrogance comes from Real Madrid because they've not been incredible this season. The group stage, they finished where they were at 10th, 11th for something in the group stage. They didn't get the top 8, so they didn't get through automatically. They're up and down in the league. It's like a freeway battle in the league between them, Barcelona and Atletico Madrid. So I don't know who's going to win that. Title race between us two is sort of off at the moment. So you've got all eggs in one basket right now until we bring you back into a title race, that is. But there is eggs in one basket. You should go through that, I think, comfortably. And fair play to you. And again, I put Arsenal and Rice revisionism because I've seen a lot of revisionism online from a lot of rivals, especially Liverpool fans. Especially, I don't get this Liverpool hate against Arsenal, saying that they're a good team. They've always been a good team. You've always been a good team. These have always been good players. I've got to admit, you've been unlucky with injuries, and I still think Arteta lets you down sometimes with his stubbornness. Yeah. But again, fair play to Arteta. He set up to win that game, and he absolutely dominated. The best, most credible side in Europe.
Yeah.
In that competition, in their competition. So fair play to you. That's all I could do is say fair play to you and say well done for going through for me, because again, I can't cheer on Real Madrid. I don't know. I can't put my finger on why they're cheering Real Madrid on, these Liverpool fans. I can't fucking stand Real Madrid. And again, coming out today, the news about Gravenberch. Have you heard about Gravenberch's agent? See what he said?
Yeah, apparently, his agent posted on some Instagram post that it's his dream is to be.
All right, okay. He's trying to worm himself out of that one.
Yeah.
But even then, if it is his dream, they still don't say, "Oh, I said it in my reaction to that earlier." Like, just shut the fuck up. Don't say anything. You don't need to say anything, especially now when we're in a league title race. But yeah, it's always Real Madrid, so I don't know anyone that cheers Real Madrid on. I'm going to go to the Premier League title race before I go to Salah and Van Dijk news, though, because Premier League title race, mate. You got the draw against Everton on Saturday. You went 1-0 up again. The penalty.
It wasn't a penalty. But...
It wasn't a penalty. No, that's what I'm thinking. Look, I'll admit things regardless of who it benefits in this league, and this is why the referees get away with it, because some people like to only admit things if it's for their team, and that's why the referees get away with it. They get a bit of wiggle room, but that wasn't a penalty. But even then, 1-1 is a point. Is what it is. It's an hard game. We struggled there. We drew 2-2, and we lost on Sunday. We were awful. We were absolutely awful.
Yeah, you were.
Bar the first goal, McAllister's brilliant goal. Other than that, and we've been playing. This is what I'm saying about Liverpool fans. We've been top of the league, and I've seen a lot of Liverpool fans saying, "Oh, how could you improve on a talk about transfers? How do you improve on a squad that's top of the league?" Because you're clearly not watching what we're seeing. This performance has been happening for a good couple. We've been doing this for a good couple of months now. As I said, Twed. We've been playing like this for a good couple of months at least. We've just been getting away with it. We've been getting results. Newcastle, we didn't get away with it. PSG, we didn't get away with it. Plymouth didn't get away with it, and Fulham, we certainly didn't get away with it. And I said this the other day. The only way a title race happens now is if Liverpool drag Arsenal back into it themselves.
Yep.
I know you got Champions League. I know you said earlier, I watched you earlier with Roms saying that you want to rest Saka this weekend for the Champions League as well. Do you think you can somehow get back into a title race?
It all depends on Liverpool, really. Like, the one thing I just know from an Arsenal perspective is we just have to win as many games as possible. But whether we're able to come back into a title race now, it really just does depend on if you guys play with your food or you eat your dinner. Like, that's literally all it comes down to. Like, cool. I knew the thing is, for me, I predicted you to lose to Fulham. And the reason why I did that is because I watched the Everton game and I went, you know what? You guys are really lucky to have come away with any points here, to be honest. Like, if Everton just had better strikers or someone better to put the ball in the back of the net, you could have lost that game very easily.
Which Fulham do.
Yeah, exactly, which Fulham do. And the thing is, like, maybe if you was playing Fulham at Anfield, I probably would have thought, nah, you guys are gonna win. But away from home, you know, you don't have as many Liverpool fans behind you. I just felt like, you know, Fulham could nick it here. I won't lie, when it went to 3-2, I was like, oh, you know what? Liverpool might be able to do something here. But Fulham held out, kept the 3 points. And before that game, I was like, oh, shit, Arsenal dropped 2 points. But after that game, I was like, oh, wow. Like,
getting the point. Yeah.
Getting the point. And not even just on Liverpool. Like, Nottingham Forest lost. So we gained a point on them. Chelsea drew. Manchester City drew. So none of them closed the gap on me.
Yeah, none of the top 6 won, I think.
Yeah, only Newcastle.
Yeah, they took advantage. Yeah.
So look, you've got West Ham next, and you should win that game.
Our next 3 should be 9 points.
Yeah.
Anything less than that is a disaster. We've got West Ham at home, Leicester away, and Tottenham at home.
So if you, like, God forbid you lot lose to West Ham and we beat Brentford, I would be more than happy to say from that point it's right back on. But it makes it difficult, but it makes it harder for Arsenal, because I feel like Arsenal are in a scenario now where realistically, I mean, barring something absolutely insane happens, we're in the semi-final of the Champions League. We don't have the squad to compete on both fronts. We just don't have the at the moment, with all the injuries we have, we just don't have the squad to compete on both ends. So it will annoy me because it's like, oh, if only you invest
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
squad in January.
Mm.
If only you brought some people in January, maybe we could have done something. But if so, right now I think it's is it 11 or 10 point gap?
11, yeah, 11, 7 games left.
So if you lose to West Ham, yeah, and we beat Brentford, yeah, it's now 8 points, which means we only have to win 2 games and you lose 2 games and we beat you at Anfield and we're ahead of you. That's all it takes. And you still have to face, I know it's Tottenham, so it's easy, but they may be fighting for pride towards the end of the season.
It's the fixtures after that I'm worried about.
And then you got Chelsea, which is it will be a difficult game.
Yeah.
And then
Away,
you got
yeah.
Arsenal.
Yeah.
And then you got Brighton away.
Yeah.
Brighton away, that's a hard game.
That is a hard game. Yeah.
So and wait, correct me if I'm wrong, you've got, is it Crystal Palace last game of the season?
Yeah, home, and they're on fire at the moment, especially away from home.
And sometimes they do pretty good against you, know?
Yeah. They can be a team you underestimate massively.
So if, like, look, you'll probably go on to win the league. Because we also have to factor into the scenario that it's not just about you, it's about us. You may not even have to do anything. We could just go and lose games. And then it's like, okay, cool, then it doesn't matter, innit? But I feel like
I need to see you cheering Tottenham on in a few weeks.
I honestly feel like it's a combination of things. I feel like your players are getting progressively more and more tired, which is it's understandable. You know, there hasn't really been too much room for rotation, especially in certain areas. A lot of players have played a lot of games. I feel like there may be an air of complacency slipping in because the players are probably, it's 11 points. Arsenal are dropping points here and there. We may have already won it. And then I don't think all of this news surrounding your club, like the Trent leaving, and I know more positive news has come out now about Van Dijk and Salah, but it's still not over the line. Do you know what I mean? Like it still hasn't breaking news. Salah and Van Dijk have signed. You've got the Konate PSG stuff kind of hovering around the club.
Grabbing Real Madrid now.
Yeah, grabbing Birch stuff. Like it just feels like a lot of things that you probably don't want to be.
A lot of drama that we don't need. Yeah.
So look, only time will tell, you know, and it's not one until it's one, right? But you lot would have to do, especially from this position, you lot would have to do something incredibly stupid, like incredibly to throw this league away. But then if you do throw it away and Arsenal do win it, Arsenal could be in a scenario where we're on for the double, Premier League and Champions League. And if I promise you now, if I see Arsenal do the double this season of a Premier League and a Champions League, oh my God.
You're gonna be unbearable.
The euphoria.
You're gonna be unbearable.
The euphoria is gonna be insane. Oh my God. If we somehow win the dub out, do you know what? Let me not even think about it because I might start crying.
You know, we talked about last week about what transfers have shut Twitter down. That would shut probably the internet down.
Yeah.
Arsenal do the double. 100%. And the only way that happens if Liverpool, like you said, if Liverpool just have a catastrophic drop off. I mean, and it would be bottling it. I'm not used to talk about bottling it and things like that. But if Liverpool dropped off for me and didn't win the league title, it would be probably the biggest bottle job ever.
Yeah.
In terms of the position we're in and how many games left, you were top 98% of the league last season.
Yeah.
That was a bottle job. because he was, that should be in your league. But I think it's just a situation this time. We're clear. 7 points left. Arsenal still got the Champions League to concentrate as well. It makes all signs are saying, look, I think everyone's like saying we've won the league. I know this guy's not saying we've won the league here. Everyone's saying we've won the league, but I don't feel like we haven't played well this year. I think that's just recency thoughts there. I think getting into your head because we haven't been playing well in the last 2-3 months. Definitely not. And a lot of Liverpool fans out there will say we have, to save face. I think, but majority of the season we have been playing fantastically well. There's games where I could pick out in and out where I'm like, we didn't deserve that. But majority tactically we've been brilliant. I think Arsenal set up brilliantly tactically. Rotation, I'm not a big fan of it. I always not using the likes of Kies and Elliott a bit more. But I also get the fact that I don't trust the people behind as well. This is where FSG needs to start pulling his finger out of their ass this summer and start backing him because it's quite clearly doesn't trust certain people. Is the title race on? I said it the other day. The only way the title race is on is the Liverpool turn it on.
Yeah.
Right now the switch is off. Right now you're playing in darkness, but sometimes you need a little bit of light, and Liverpool could easily switch that switch. But again, we've got 3 winnable games now, and I expect 9 points from that. West Ham at home, we should be beating them. We've scored 4 or 5 past them away.
Leicester, you should
away to Leicester should be a fucking trouncing. Again, they're terrible. And Tottenham,
you should win, really and truly. You should be winning
that. I think anyone should beat Tottenham at the moment, but Hooks is going to be, if Hooks is in a title race, Hooks is going to say, all right then, Hooks, let's do a little deal here. If you're in a title race, right, we drop a few more points, you win the next 2. We wear a Tottenham shirt for the preview.
No way. I could never.
And the beat us, and you go close the cap on us. If you win the league double, if you win the league Champions League double, and Tottenham's play a big part of that. Maybe not Tottenham shirt. Will you wear a Tottenham scarf? How about that?
Yeah,
how about that?
And, but like bun everything Tottenham, man. Do you know what? Yeah. Do you know what? You're probably going to beat Tottenham because Tottenham are going to do the exact same thing that they did against Manchester City.
Heung-min Song's going to be clean through.
Yeah, they're going to throw it away. Like, they're going to throw it away. And this just shows you the mentality of their club, innit? So, like, it is what it is. Wait, it's at their ground as well, no, right? The Tottenham game.
It's at Anfield, I think. Anfield. Yeah, we beat them at the ground. I'm sure it's at Anfield. I don't know why I'm thinking it's not at Anfield. 1 second. Have a quick look. I'm sure it's at Anfield. Yeah, it's Anfield.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, you definitely won that game then. Yeah,
we beat them in December, didn't we? Away, that amazing game. That was a good game. But yeah, if anyone wants to watch Tottenham and Liverpool, once you've got it on Sky Sports, whatever you watch it on, Dodgy Box, whatever you've got, make sure you watch Hooks watch along as well because he will be tuning Tottenham on tenfold in his watch along.
I don't know. I might even cheer on Liverpool. I actually can't stand Tottenham. I really can't stand Tottenham. But yeah, you probably win that game. I'd be highly surprised.
Yeah. To be fair. Yeah, like I said, I think it's like you've got the Champions League to worry about here.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like I said this week. It's been nice to watch the Champions League whilst being a neutral because we've got a Premier League to win. If we win the Premier League, I'm not that bothered. If we won a Premier League title race, then I might be a little bit bothered about watching the Champions League as a neutral. The same with you with Premier League. You're not too asked about Liverpool dropping off now. You've sort of accepted that we've won the league, but you've got a Champions League to concentrate on. You've got something to concentrate on and something that you haven't won before. And if you win it, wow. I mean, that's a big statement for how the doubters put you down all the time. So, yeah, Mohamed Salah and Virgil van Dijk signing for Liverpool. The news came out yesterday. Louis Steele, Paul Joyce came out with the close to signing. And I was watching you and Roms earlier a little bit. I kept flicking on and off, and I caught him at the end about what he was saying about FSG in the summer. Will it affect our transfer budget? Absolutely. In fact, the report's already come out saying it's going to take a big chunk out of the transfer budget.
Yeah.
It shouldn't do. It shouldn't be nothing to do with transfers, if I'm honest. But yeah, I'm happy that we've signed him. It's about time, and like you said earlier, all this stuff off the pitch, we shouldn't be talking about it. I don't want to think about it, but because it has been happening, I'm trying to enjoy the title race. I'm trying to enjoy the season, but it's always been there in the back of my mind. And the worry about next year, the worry about the seasons before, after. It's been just nice to get this, nip it in the bud, get it, put some cement on it, put it to bed, and get these signed on. And if Trent goes, just let us know. We need to know. It's just the fact that Liverpool fans haven't known anything. We're trying to second guess everything. We're getting words from Virgil van Dijk that doesn't look good. We're getting good words from Virgil van Dijk, which does look good. And we don't know what's going on. So get these done ASAP. If Trent goes, let us know about it. That's all we need to know. We want to concentrate on this title race, and we want to concentrate on enjoying what could be our 20th title.
Yeah.
It has been frustrating. Hooks, I can't lie to you, but what do you see about this Salah and Van Dijk stay? How important do you think it is for Salah and Van Dijk to stay to build next season?
I think it's massive. Like they're your two best players. Like it will probably do wonders for the fan base and just the general like feel in and around Liverpool and around the club. I think it puts out a big statement to everybody else that you are still able to like keep hold of your best players. And I mean, I guess from like the players' perspective, it would kind of show that they are still hungry to win more at Liverpool Football Club. So it does show a strong desire for them to continue to be successful at your club. And I mean, the reason why you can probably still keep them is because it looks like you're going to win the league. So obviously, from their perspective, they're like, okay, we are still winning big things, and we can potentially go on to win more big things. So they're probably both very comfortable in the area. Their families probably very comfortable in the area. It's probably a good decision all round. The only thing that I will say is like, just as how we know they're close, everybody else will know that they're close. And Saudi might just go, you know what, Salah, like
Throw everything at it.
Yeah, like name your price. Pretty much. Name your price. Like, what will it take for us to prize you away from Liverpool? Because the way that Saudi is probably seeing it is like whatever money we spend on bringing Salah to the Saudi league, he makes back probably before he's even kicked a ball. Because he's like, let's be real, he's like, I think he's the biggest and most popular Muslim footballer.
Oh, by far, yeah.
Go into a Muslim nation, like he'd be
bigger than Ronaldo over there.
Yeah, he will sell a lot of merchandise. He will bring in a lot of fans to the stadiums. Like he alone will generate so much money for them that they probably don't even really care how much they have to fork out to bring him in.
They'll get it all back. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, the wages or the sign on fee, they'll get it all back. I've actually seen some numbers of Hooks, and that numbers of what apparently we've offered Salah, and it's a friend of mine, an Egyptian journalist, called Ismail Mahmoud. Not entirely right, but he gets close to the Egyptian team. He gets some things first as well. $400,000 a week, I've read in the last hour.
Okay.
$400,000 a week. I can't imagine FSG paying that, if I'm honest.
$400,000 a week that's crazy.
Yeah.
But it's like, do you know what I really hope doesn't happen? He gets that $400K a week, and then you start seeing a bad Salah. There's been loads of examples of players that once they get that big like final contract.
Didn't Aubameyang get it with though?
Yeah. When Aubameyang got big money, he fell off a cliff.
Yeah.
So it's like, but it is what it is, right? Like, it's still not over the line yet. I guess it won't be over the line until you see the official post on like the Liverpool Twitter or website. But I think it does give like your fan base a bit of positivity, something to be positive about, something to look forward to. How it impacts the dealings that you. Well, do you know what? I would also imagine that one part of why the negotiations have taken a bit long is probably because both Salah and Van Dijk have been like, okay, cool, we want to stay here, but like we're not signing contracts until we know what your plans are. Like, who are you planning on bringing in? Like, what kind of activity can we expect? Because yeah, we love Liverpool, we want to stay here, but we're both coming towards the latter parts of our career. Both of them probably want to win another Champions League. Salah definitely wants to win Ballon d'Or. So they need to know, are you doing any transfer business? So if they sign, that might actually be that might be a good omen for the fact that you may actually be doing some pretty decent business in the summer. So yeah, if they do stay, if they do sign, I think it's positives all around. The only reservation that I would have about it, and it's only a minor reservation, is that, like, re-signing them, how does it kind of impact your ability to rebuild in those areas? Because not too many players will want to join Liverpool knowing that before they've even stepped like onto the training pitch, they're already second fiddle to Van Dijk and Salah. Do you know what I mean? So there may be a lot of players in that play in those specific positions. Maybe like, I could go to Liverpool and be successful, but I'm going to be playing second fiddle to, obviously, in their respective positions, Salah or Van Dijk. Maybe Newcastle's a better prospect for me if they make Champions League. Maybe
Although
Manchester City.
what's worse, though, mate? What's worse though? If you're a player looking into Liverpool, would you rather play back up to Salah and Van Dijk and maybe learn off them and then eventually take over them when they do leave, or would you rather straight up direct replace them and the pressure that comes with that?
Yeah.
Because that would have been a big. I think that would have ruined someone. If I'm honest, straight replacing Van Dijk, straight replacing Salah. You're the right wing, you're the centre back. That's all eyes are going to be on you. We're expecting like we need Salah and Van Dijk levels.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. But I think it gives the time. I think it gives the club a bit of time to be proactive. We're never really proactive. It's very rarely proactive. The proactive is Mamadashvili coming in for keeper. Diaz were quite proactive when we brought him in, and then we pushed Mane up top and let Mane go. Then, other than that, we've never really been proactive. It's always been reactive. We didn't buy a midfield until all the midfield left.
Yeah,
we didn't buy. We still haven't bought a Fabinho replacement. We're not going to buy attackers until Núñez leaves or Diaz leaves, and it's going to be the same with Van Dijk and Salah. We're not going to buy a right winger and a centre back to replace them until they leave, and that's not the way to do things. The reason why City have been to be able to do what they're doing because they bought Rodri when they had Fernandinho, eased Rodri in, got it, and that's how Alex Ferguson built teams and built legacies and dynasties because he was allowed to proactively replace it. This is what and I don't have any faith in FSG doing that this year. You might have, you might see, we might get to this business. I think you right now are the ones that I think you and Vam said it earlier. Actually, us two are quite similar in the positions that we need, the similar sort of quality that we need as well. Even though we are winning the league, there's still quite clear rooms for improvement. The PSG game was quite proof of what we are lacking massively, and what we're seeing in the last few months, the tiredness of them, the running into ground, it's not good enough to go again next season. We need that boost, and I think you go again. I don't know if I trust Kroenkes to do the right thing in the summer, but you've got a new sporting director now. But we've got Michael Edwards back. I think it is us and you next season again, potentially, but it depends on Man City and who they buy. I don't think Man City will lie there and stand still.
No.
You saw what they did in January.
Yeah.
They saw they needed the improvements and they addressed them. And Marmoush has been brilliant coming in, by the way. Gonzalez is a good midfielder. They've made some brilliant signings. And I think if Newcastle keep like of Isak and Gordon, I think they could build on something, Maybe not title race, but I think they can build something there. But yeah, next season's going to be a massive head-to-head between myself and us because it will be. I'm hoping it is going to be a proper head-to-head between Arsenal and Liverpool. I think it will if the summer goes right as well. Thank you for watching, Arsenal fans. Enjoy your week. Liverpool fans, enjoy your season. Let's see how this season pans out now. 7 games left in the Premier League. Title race could be on, depending on Liverpool. But Arsenal, I've got a Champions League to look out for as well. Thank you for watching. Make sure you do like, subscribe, share. Go to Halftime Hooks channel as well. He does watch-alongs as well. His watch-along was brilliant the other night, by the way.